Nothing. Nothing at all.
I understand, Ellen. It's hard to wait for news that might be good or might be bad.
It's got to be good. It's just got to. It'll be terrible for Sam if it isn't.
Sam will be all right no matter what the outcome is.
If the answer is no, he'll just stick with the job he has. No, a man doesn't stand still in a company like Jarvis Chemicals. He either goes up or down. Well, losing this promotion, that's one way of going down.
Well, stewing about it won't solve the problem.
Can't help it, Sue. You remember how unhappy Sam was when he got out of the service. How he couldn't find the kind of job that suited him. And he latched on here. Only I know how hard he's worked. So terribly hard. You made it?
Looks like. All it takes is a little confidence.
Oh, darling, you've got the promotion.
No, don't get too excited. It isn't sure yet. But it looks awfully good.
Oh, can we talk about it?
Oh, you bet.
Oh, Sam, I got a bottle of wine. Let's celebrate.
There's a considerable salary raise involved. We're going to have to move to Newton.
Why Newton?
Company headquarters. It's going to be a house, too.
A house?
Uh-huh. Mr. Conklin said we could buy it on time.
Did he say what it's like?
Oh, a little bit. Said it's near the ocean, and there are 4 acres.
4 acres?
Uh-huh. You know, I'm going to have a lot of men under me. I have to work pretty hard if it goes through.
Well, what's holding it up?
Well, in this particular case, Mr. Jarvis, he's the president, has the final say, and he lives in Newton.
I thought he was here in New York.
No, he started the company there, and that's where the main office is.
You don't have to worry. Mr. Jarvis will be crazy about you.
Mr. and Mrs. Jarvis. I understand that Mrs. Jarvis is very, very active in company social life. You'll have to impress her, too.
Well, that's even better. You'll impress Mrs. Jarvis, all right.
We'll both impress her. We're invited to drive down there for dinner tomorrow night.
Both of us?
Now, get that what'll I wear look off your face. We don't have to dress you. You can wear that purple thing.
It's a copy of a French copy.
Mr. Conklin said we can see the bay from the house.
Wonderful.
You know, we can do a lot of sailing down there. I'm going to have to teach you how. Tommy, too, when he's big enough. It's going to be wonderful for Tommy.
It'll be wonderful for all of us.
It's a pretty town, isn't it?
Perfect. Perfect town.
Want to drive by the house? Conklin told me where it is. It's not far.
Our house?
Mm-hmm.
Not tonight, Sam.
Superstitious?
Of course not.
So am I. Big, huh?
A whopper.
That's beautiful, huh?
Tonight's going to be fine. We're going to act just right.
You bet.
Well, how could anything go wrong in a house like that?
It couldn't. But how about a kiss for luck, anyhow?
Here's luck, darling.
I'm Paul Jarvis.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Whatever must you think of us?
Well, I'm old-fashioned. I'm in favor of married people being in love. How are you, Sam?
Fine, sir.
Well, you two come on in with me. Come along. My wife is waiting to meet you. Brenda, my dear, this is Mrs. Weston and Mr. Weston, my wife.
How do you do?
How do you do?
It's Ellen, isn't it? Yes. I had no idea. Brenda West.
You two know each other.
We shared an apartment one summer in Chicago. We had mutual friends, and Brenda was nice enough to take me in, make me feel at home.
Chicago?
Chicago it was. I'll tell you about it sometime, dear.
Well, this is quite a surprise, isn't it, Sam?
Yes, indeed it is, sir.
You remember my sister Catherine, Ellen? Of course. Forgive me, Catherine. I was so surprised at seeing Brenda.
Hello, Ellen.
How are you?
Don't be uncomfortable about the wheelchair. I've been in it a long time, and I'm quite used to it.
I didn't know. I wrote you, Brenda, several times, but you must have moved without leaving a forwarding address. Heavens, it's hard to believe that was 7 years ago.
Well, darling, in all the excitement of meeting old friends, we're forgetting to be hospitable.
Of course. It's outside tonight. Drinks in the summer house and dinner on the terrace. Oh, sounds exciting.
What about a drink?
Fine.
You go ahead. We'll follow in a moment.
Oh. Oh.
She mustn't be alone with Paul, not for an instant.
Surely she wouldn't say anything.
Do you dare take that chance?
You like the garden, Ellen?
It's her passion. She has a house and garden scrapbook that thick.
That's right, just a home girl.
Is that what you want most? The home of your own?
My dream. I have everything else I want.
Good girl. You know, Sam, a man needs to live on the land. Not in these bird cages people call apartments.
You're right, sir. It isn't only the women who dream house and garden. You should hear the men sometimes at the plant when they're at lunch. They sound like a bunch of housewives.
And that's the type we want. It's my dream to give every man that works for Jarvis Chemicals something real to work for. Clean air for their children and that garden for his wife. And I'm going to realize my dream, too. We've bought a whole town on the shore of Lake Huron. And we're going to move the Cleveland Company right out there. Did you know about that?
No, sir, but it sounds like a big project.
It is. And this town of Newton is going to become a company town, too. You see, the fishing industry is getting a little worse around here each year. And I don't want the people to move away. I want to absorb them into the company. Bring our good men down here to be their teachers and instructors. Ellen, can you think of a better place to live than Newton?
No, sir. I can just picture it. Tommy riding to school on a bike, a Christmas tree we've grown ourselves.
Hey, I'm going to take you home before you split at the seams.
Oh, it's early yet?
I'm on the early shift, sir.
Oh, well, in that case.
Well, the evening's gone so fast we haven't had a chance to talk old times, Brenda.
Well, don't worry. I have a hunch that you two will get around to it soon enough.
Aren't you more interested in the future now, Ellen? Yes, I guess I am. Good night, Catherine.
Good night.
Good night, Miss West.
Good night.
Sir, I don't know how to...
now, don't go formal on me, Sam. It's been too nice a night for that. I'll be back in a moment here. I'll walk with them to their car.
Good night, Mr. Jarvis.
Good night. Just a moment, Paul.
Hmm?
I'll go with you.
Oh, well, come along, then.